The man you see arriving in Havana seems an unlikely central character in a drama that changed diplomatic history. Cuban intelligence officer Gerardo Hernandez had been sentenced by a Miami court to 2 life terms, and the last thing he expected was to suddenly arrive home to a hero's welcome.
I learned about it in December 16, the day before.
Hernandez had spent the last 16 years in U.S. maximum security prisons, a Cuban spy implicated in the killings of 4 American pilots shot down by Cuban fighter jets. His wife, Adriana, had repeatedly been denied a visa to travel to California to visit him in prison. So Cubans were dumbfounded when they saw that she was 9 months pregnant when her husband arrived.
I had frozen my eggs, anticipating that when the time came, it might be too late.
Gemma, whose name means jewel, was born shortly after her father's return to Cuba 6 months ago. What no one knew was that she was conceived as a diplomatic gesture of goodwill. The U.S. government had allowed Mrs. Hernandez to undergo fertilization treatment in Panama with her husband's sperm flown in from prison in California. A small part of top-secret negotiations leading to a startling announcement.
I've instructed Secretary Kerry to immediately begin discussions with Cuba to reestablish diplomatic relations that have been severed since January of 1961.
2 years earlier, both governments had begun exploratory talks, but Cuba demanded the release of its agents as a condition for moving forward. The freedom of the Cuban intelligence officers and of an American contractor imprisoned in Cuba, Alan Gross, had suddenly become key to ending decades of hostilities between both nations.
For us, it was such a big news personally that we not even realized the consequence that it might have.
Hernandez's release has outraged many in Florida's exile community. But at home, he's being treated as a hero, still loyal to his government, even after spending 16 years in prison.
I see myself trying to recover the time with my family, my little girl and my wife and the rest of my family. And I see myself serving my country, which is my only goal, my only dream.
A country that is ending the half-a-century-old Cold War with its northern neighbor. A landmark decision in which Gerardo and Adriana Hernandez and their new baby inadvertently played a role. Lucia, Newman, Al Jazeera, Havana.